FXBros.
Late start. I'm just gonna briefly chop up these markets right quick. AUD is in a weird little range. It's showing signs that it want to advance bullish, but it's actually not doing that. As you can see here, we had to pull it back on Wednesday morning and trade it up, and it sold right back in over the evening. Then a late night push Wednesday into London. Was in buys there. Actually, I got in buys down here, I believe, and the market just tanked in like 1 hour at 3 a.m. So yeah, AU is not tradable right now. I mean, you can scalp for like 5 to 10 pips. Try to lock that in. Let me see what these ranges are. It's pretty much all a month of May. Start in May. Let's see. $137. See, that was a range. Then get the sell off. 130. Then Tuesday, get a rejection. Pushes up. 130. And Wednesday in London, we get 80. And if you look at the current week, we're pretty much doing a daily ATR, but we're not ranging. If you look at the daily, see how ugly the hell is. So far, based on the daily, I see the push up on May 7th, on that Wednesday. That touched the old Trump inauguration low, which is back here in November. You see this wick down here, right here. That was the low. And as you can see, we retested to that. Traded above a little bit, and then we sold off in December. It's literally anybody's play right now. I'll wait until October. It's a potential for the trend line. Yeah. But being that if I look at the current week, we'll have to draw a range over that area and we got breakout. So we had Thursday, we had Sunday, and Monday right here. Sunday into today.
Whoa.
Rain. It's the second week in a row.
Wow.
This is rain and shit. And
Oh yeah.
the rain is
Yeah.
first. It's really this shit. It's a whole month.
Yeah,
Ooh.
bro. Shit ain't been moved.
Especially on AU. I don't know about all the other pairs, but I know AU ain't really been doing too much of shit. We had that last little bullish push. It was really like a fake out. Damn near now. That's what it's lining up to be. But yeah, all the plays this week turned
Yeah,
around and
everything
hit
kind
negative.
of ain't right. Ain't nothing really moving. I mean, it's kind of expected after such a. I'm kind of learning that man, you got to expect these drops and these reversals and um, shit like that. Not the ranging of the AU, but like you know how EU had took that shot off and just kept going. It kind of revisited those highs of the previous. It looks like let me see the previous
Yeah,
week.
EU
Yeah,
had
it revisited the highs of last week, and now it's like retesting the lows. Like you gotta expect things like that to happen. And then on a 4 hour chart, you can see how it just started to. I mean, I'm looking at EU right now, but you can see how it started to falter a little bit the past couple 4 hours, and it started to show some resistance at the top right there. But if you're in buys and you're expecting to take profit at a high, right, then you got to just look left and you can see that it was retesting the highs of last week, and it found resistance there. So now it has to go and retest the lows of this week and last week right now. So it might not break through that structure right there where you're looking at. It might not break through that structure, but it has to retest it. You see what I'm saying? And during that retesting, we don't know if it's gonna break through or if it's gonna use it as a support.
right. You gotta
So
wait for it to close, really. See what's
so
going
my
on.
thing is long term wise, I wouldn't if I have a whole position in there, I wouldn't even get out until it shows me enough breakthrough of the supports. But if it's a scalp, you should have been out like when you started seeing that resistance at the last week highs.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just
No,
kind of
yeah, you're right.
play
I
on
mean,
what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
even on a smaller time frame, they do that. Like the down to the 1 hour, 30 minute. You see when it hit to that like a previous high or something, it has some kind of pullback resistance support or whatever. Like it just the only time it really lasts through shit, I would say, is with news. Like news of heavy volume or some shit that make it last through levels and shit.
Right. Right. So if it's not like something huge going on, like those tariffs and everything that was making gold just go crazy, that was the reason gold was going crazy because of all the tariff wars and all that shit going on. You know what I mean? That's what was pushing it. That's what was making it go crazy. So it's like that. You got to have that catalyst to certain moves like that. Right now, it's pretty quiet. So,
Yeah. I
I
mean, you've
mean,
been
there's a
looking
lot
at
going
gold.
on.
It's moving, but it's still like it's not bullish or bearish. It's like basically gold at the same price it was at on April 17th. You feel me? Like it ain't really do shit. Like we should even be there type shit. Nigga should have been broke out of 3,400.
Right, but points is always able to be made. That's the whole key. You can
True.
make points. You know what I'm saying? And just like your Scully was in those buys from EU from last week. When he seen them highs from this week, it's kind of like that they revisit the highs of last week. You could either wait for these, and two things you could do. You could wait for these retests on the lows of your position, or you could get out and take profit, wait for the retest, and just get back in at some more lows. And when you just think it's done, retesting the lows or whatever, because if you feel like it's going to continue higher, you just wait to hit a major low, and you could just get in and don't even second guess it. Just put another stop loss. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta wait for this, wait for that. But you hit a major low, and you know that it's still up, like in your mind, just go for it and put a close stop on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah. And as far as for AU, we didn't hit that major low yet. That major low on AU currently is 63.60, and we never hit it this week. Kind of created another support this week at 63.95. That's like the current support right now. So that's the tradable range. If it breaks 63.95, then it could trade all the way down to 63.60. So that's like 35 pips type shit. Like, but you gotta be, as you can see, we all the way in Thursday, and it never even gave you that opportunity to trade there. Since then, the only day that was tradable really was Monday. To be honest, Monday night going into Tuesday morning. That's pretty much on. And then you get the reversal selling off, but that had crazy pullbacks. I didn't think it was gonna pull back that much that it did. So that just let me know we're still in this damn range.
That's why I like to trade on Monday and Tuesday as far as like continuing trend. Man, just get in Monday, Tuesday, whatever way you think that mug gonna go. Wait for it to start pushing that way. Then when you see it moving, you know what I'm saying? When you see it actually get a fire close, or you see it continuing, then shit, just get in. You know what I'm saying? And then Monday, you should be able to hold it all the way throughout to Wednesday, because Wednesday is where it might reverse at. You know what I'm saying? And if not, if it doesn't reverse on Wednesday, if it continues to give you good pushes, you hold that bit until you see it hit that top. I personally, I like to hold my trades until I see it hit a previous high or a previous low, like a real low or real high. Because if not, then what are we reacting to? If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're right.
Like what am I getting out for if it hasn't hit that a high? Like, because I don't know, in my mind at least, I feel like we should, when the market's pushing up, it's pushing to the next high, like on like a 4-hour chart or something like that. At the least, it's looking for a high on a 4-hour chart. You know what I'm saying? Like a significant high. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And if it's pushing down, it's looking for that next low. So
What time frame would you say that like
like
lower through on? Like a 4 hour daily or 1 hour?
like I said, at the least a 4-hour. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? At the least.
right.
I mean, just for us, we like that. But it does it on the hour sometimes too. But I feel
True,
like
but
when it does it on the
it'll
hour,
take 4 hours on the 1 hour. Like it'll take
and
multiple hours.
it's using the 4 hours, it's using those higher time frames for that 1 hour, if that makes sense, for that lower time frame movement. So like if you looking at it reversing at a high chart, that's probably
Mm,
on the day chart or the 8 hour chart for real.
yeah.
Like that's why it's majorly reversing sometimes, like is what I'm saying. But I don't know. I don't really like the hour chart like that because with the hour chart, it could just go down temporarily and then shoot back in your direction. And then you be like on a 4 hour chart, it still look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that hour chart is a little volatile for me as far as like trying to figure out when to get in and when to get out. Excuse this when and things like that.
Yeah, that's why I like to focus kind of more on a 4 hour for direction, for true direction,
Mm-hmm.
and just try to find a position on smaller time frames. But I was getting fire positions this week, but them hoes just like some of them didn't even get to that high before they reversed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, no, that happens, especially on AU. I've seen that happen
but
a couple times.
you see we got
The
a head and
thing,
shoulders pattern on. I do see that sticking out like that.
I don't know, with AU though, I feel like it's easier to hold long term. As far as like, as far as like, with all of the zigzagging going on and whatnot, like even though you know it's dropping right now, you know that mug got to retrace up. It got it. Like if it's going up real strong, you know that it has to retrace down. So it's like, you know, if you want to hold that mug, it's easier because you already know that it's gonna reverse. You already know it's gonna do all this, that zigzag and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know. In your mind, I feel like you shouldn't be trying to like, oh,
I
let
mean,
me chase the
broadly,
market
if
type
you
shit.
step out and look at the big picture, we are ranging, but it's bullish though. We're still moving up in AU. But these past 2-3 weeks been just crazy ranging. But even in that small consolidation, it didn't advance lower like it advanced higher. Like we got,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
we got wicks being taken out on the top side, but on the lows, it hasn't advanced lower. We didn't make a lower low, you know. And we barely be making higher highs. So that's why I said, it's kind of in a range. But within that range, it's bullish. Like if you look at
That's what I
the
mean.
levels, yeah, it's range and it's bullish. So all these pullbacks to the downside should be buying opportunity.
Like even if you bought at the top type shit is what I'm saying. Like even if you bought at the top and it go all the way to the bottom and it don't stop you out, like to that 63. I think the stuff we was talking about last week, the areas,
Yeah,
60 exactly. But like to those lows, as long as it don't stop you out, you can wait until that might come all the way back to your position. And if you feel like it's too high, you can get out then. And then just wait for the next position. You don't have to take out negative just because it's going negative. If
right.
that makes sense. Because it's gonna always come back, especially if you're going with the right direction. It may reverse to scare a lot of people out, but it's always gonna come
Exactly.
back to your position. So you can. How many times did you take negative, but it
And then turn right back around.
you know, you know, right back negative into the reds. But if you would have just waited and then when it came back to give you positive, just broke even, take the little $1.05, whatever it give you, and because it's still rangy. You was wrong, you know what I'm saying? But at least you could take out some profits instead of taking negative. Like AU gives those type of opportunities, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's easier, like I said, like we were saying, we always say for beginners because you just get so many opportunities and retries and shit like that. Especially if you're using my strategy where you only waiting for it to break out of like real ranges type shit. As
Right.
far as like setting your stop loss below that range, like you said, it hasn't gone any lower than it has. You know what I'm saying? That real low range, it hasn't retested lower. So in that mindset, you should be thinking, okay, if I put a stop loss below these lows, and I do have some buys in, you know what I'm saying? As long as it don't go below those lows, I'm still in. And if it do go negative, it go close to it, bring me back to break even. Like I was saying, you could just get out if you feel like that's not what it's doing right now. It's not pushing. It's a consolidated little area for AU. So what you could do is wait for it to get back to a significant low. It doesn't have to be major low, but you know, a nice little structure area. And you could buy at a low instead of buying high this time because you know it's ranging and you know it's gonna go right back to the high because it's making new highs anyway. So it has to retest highs again.
Right.
That makes sense. I know I'm just be coming on this bit talking.
No. You everything you saying, like that's what a nigga be saying regardless. Like you already know. You know, it's the same shit. It's just
Hell yeah.
all that
Man.
tied in with patience, being, you know, waiting.
Yes.
And
yes.
Sometimes being patient, you know, you wait and you take a L. That's just a part of the game, you know. But you have to even when you taking L's, you got to take a step back and just take a look and see what's really going on. Like just like how I did with AU. Like I've been buying and selling all week, but overall, if I was just super patient, like waiting for probably in these times, you got to take one trade a week, and you just wait for the lowest of the low,
Right, exactly.
to drop and then buy it. That's all you can do in the range.
Right. I think I took like 3 trades this week.
Yeah.
And I'm still in 2 of them. Like just holding. I'm trying to learn how to hold and when to hold, when to get out.
That Tuesday dip was the best buy on AU, you know, but
right,
it didn't. It dropped significant, but it didn't like sweep the previous week though.
Yeah, and that's
like,
what you got to expect.
Yeah, I thought it was going to come down lower. You know, I'm thinking it's about to drop even lower, but it never came down that low. It came to the lows, but it didn't sweep that low. So I guess that was enough. I mean, then you look at the candle sizes. That kind of leads you into what a reversal is about to look like, because typically reversals don't happen like one big ass bearish candle and one big ass bullish candle, and then it's going back up. Like, nah, it's the bodies of the candles get weaker, they get engulfed. Be like 2 or 3 of them get engulfed, you know, and then it turn around type shit.
Yeah.
So this week was just not a great week for holding, especially past 20 pips. That's a big fact.
I'm starting to learn and realize that language is everything, especially with me studying Spanish right now. Language is everything, dog, as far as like learning the language of the markets, you know. For example, with the 2 that I'm holding right now, like I called everything that these things are doing. Like I'm called because I'm holding it. I see everything that's about to happen before it happens, right? But I'm just holding through it. So, for example, gold before I got in, it looked like it was selling off Monday, right? And let me go and look at it too. I get running with you. It was selling off on like, go to 4-hour chart. Let's see. I was looking for sales originally, right? Because it was under my 8-hour 50. It was like giving a bunch of sell signal. Around, I'm gonna tell you exactly when. This is the 8-hour. Monday at 4 p.m. Okay, Monday 4 p.m. Like at that close, like right there, like right before the market closed, you can see how I was trying to push down, and it's under the 50 EMA on the 4-hour. I'm just going on the 4-hour because I know y'all have that.
Right.
But you see, like you were saying, those. It doesn't look like strong bars. You know what I'm saying? Every bar has a wick behind it around that time. Like it's not really trying to push lower. You see what I'm saying? Now, my thing was
it would have had to break fucking Wednesday, May 14th low for us to be continuous bearish. Like that extreme, the low that bounced off the trend line, May 14th, Thursday, 15th.
Where you at? May 15th?
Yeah, on a 4 hour on gold, like that
Yeah, if it
low.
would have broke below, you saying like 3206, right? Right
No, I'm
there,
talking about
3205.
3140. 3140.
31 for no. I'm about to tell you what was going on in my head. I was looking for sales to those lows. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So so in my mind, I was just waiting for it to break 32. Oh, what is that? At the bottom of that 4 o'clock. What is it? Opened at, my bad. 1 second. It opened at 8 p.m. That 4 hour that opened at 8 p.m. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for that one. The next one that opened at 12 a.m. I was looking for that one to break lower. And as soon as it broke below the wick of the 8 p.m. one, I was gonna get in, but it never went below it. So that
Mm-hmm.
just proved that it was not sales like I thought. You know what I'm
And
saying? I
then
was
the,
like,
the
okay.
previous little sale was indicator too. Like if you go back even further on
Mm-hmm,
the previous week Thursday, you
mm-hmm,
see how that bitch sold off and it never took out the lows. Like that was
mm-hmm.
like the first sign that maybe we might not be going lower.
Right.
His Sunday
And
lows didn't get broke. Like right when the market opened, that little support it built on 3216 on Sunday.
mm-hmm.
Like that never got broke. It went below it.
Yeah, it couldn't close it.
It couldn't close.
It went below it, but it couldn't
And
close. It
then we
was
get a
like
bullish
barely below it
engulfing
too.
on Tuesday morning during London session. So that was
Right.
like the buy right there.
Right. So that's when I bought like around like 32.50. Once it broke the
Right,
trend line, well, I think it's
right.
no, it's a daily high, I think. Once it broke that, I got in because I was like, okay, it was fake out on the sales. See, so my thing was with this trade, I waited for confirmation on the entry because I wasn't sure if it was going to sell off or not for sure. Because
Mm-hmm.
first of all, we like to buy gold anyway. So I'm looking at it like, all right, it could be selling, and I'm not gonna go against that if it is. Like I'm gonna get in with you at like 3,200. You know what I'm saying? But it never made it to 3,200. I even have a alert at 3201.4. It never even hit it. You know what I'm saying? It never broke that wick. I was waiting for it to just break that wick. I was gonna get it sales right there. Never happened and went up. So like I said, I got in at 32.50 on the buys once it broke the highs. I'm like, okay, it got to be going up because it faked out everybody on the sales. I seen it because I thought it was going to sell too, but I was waiting for confirmation. Never happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we buying. So I bought in early, like, and now it's all the way, it went all the way up to like 33, 38, 33, 40. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I was looking at it as, okay, we at the highs now. You see what I'm saying? Because I was looking at previous levels, and if you look back at Friday, May 9th, we reached these areas before previously. You see what I'm saying? So I knew I was looking at this last night, I think, and I'm looking at this like, okay, we're about to start selling. I could take profit right here, but I'm gonna just hold it out to see if it's gonna reject and then continue bullish. I'm just on a long term hold right now, but I knew that was the highs based off of previous highs. You see what I'm saying? And as you can see, it obviously rejected. It respected those highs. You see what I'm saying? So like I called that shit from last night, like, and that would have been a great spot to take profits. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like if I'm like scalping or whatever. So that's just on my gold trade. I'm just giving you everything I seen with gold this week. But
Right.
it,
Now,
I
gold was easy. Gold was, in my opinion, easy to trade. I mean,
yeah,
you catch buys on Tuesday, you good. I mean, you got a bullish engulfing. The market couldn't trade lower. It tried on Sunday and Monday morning, couldn't do it. On Monday
yeah.
evening, then you get a bullish engulfing. Like, yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah, it's supposed to
In
be
my
though.
book.
I think this shit's supposed to be easy. If it ain't easy, don't trade. Like,
Yeah, and what I mean by easy, like it actually worked out. Like, because I had a setup like that on AU, but they're like it the next candle reversing took out the
right,
low.
that bitch gonna go. It's gonna make it seem like it's about to go. That bitch gonna come
Yeah.
back and retest those lows on your ass
And then you
immediately.
gotta go back, you gotta go on AU and just pull up the daily and look at that bitch. You be like, man, we ain't doing shit on a daily. So it's like really, it's not really giving me no direction. So I'm just, yeah, I'm the best way to trade is range trading and scalping it. You sell the highs, buy the lows. Like it ain't gonna break it because it ain't broke shit.
Exactly, bro.
You know,
Exactly.
it's just not going as far as it's kind of like a wedge. Like if you were to draw a triangle and you see it like going up and down the triangle, and it just gets smaller and smaller as it gets closer to that point. Like that's what it's doing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what AU doing.
Yeah, right now, like if I take these trend lines and draw it from the top down, and then
Oh,
take the
damn.
bottom.
That's rangy as shit. So
You see
basically,
that?
it's
You see
gonna.
that?
So what
Like
I'm
that
looking
shit.
at, that bitch gonna go ahead and do that until it can't do it no more, and then spring out one direction. So
Facts.
what I'm seeing is all those EMAs, all those 50 EMAs on every time chart is collecting together. And when this shit happens, like it's able to spring out like and give you a real move. So it
Nah,
looks like
facts.
it's accumulating for real bullish movement. Like a beautiful buy would be like 638.638. Like if you could get in right there and just hold that bitch, oh yeah, you'd be lovely. I feel like, long as it don't break below 636, you know what I'm saying? That's a quick little stop loss.
Yep.
636, 635. You know what I'm saying? And just get in at like 638, 637. You'll be straight. I mean, essentially, at least that's what it's
Nah.
been given. That's the energy it's given.
And like I'm saying, but if you look at it overall, even though it's been ranging, it's going up more than it's going down.
Mm-hmm.
See, like highs been taken out, but lows that 636 ain't never got broke yet. But since, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
since April 21st, and we all the way in May 22nd.
22nd. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Right.
shit. And I guess it's expected because look what happened before that. Before this rain, look what happened.
Yeah, all that movement.
That was Trump. Fucking the tariff shit. That's all this was.
Mm-hmm.
Right after he came out of there, we just went right. And EU is totally different.
Because they're waiting on something else, the next move. They're waiting on the next news. So with that being known, as you can obviously see, they're waiting on the next news. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, as soon as you hear the next thing, the next big thing, just get in and move with that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like it ain't no question about, like, I was just reading this article yesterday. Dude was saying how the S&P dropped over like 16,000 something points. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, S&P dropped 1,000 some points. And nobody I know got in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's back up to the tops, to the highs, damn near. So it's like, man, all you got to do is follow those news, follow what's happening
Trump.
in the world, basically. Yeah, follow the real news. Who's the heavy hitters? Like what Eli had said something about Bitcoin at one time, and that bitch had dropped, or you know what I'm saying,
Shit,
or
like
went up.
when he said he going back to Tesla, and Tesla been on a fucking bullish run ever since he said that.
You know, it's just little small shit, bro. Just listen, keep your ears open. And like I said, language. Same thing I was saying about gold, bro. Same thing with German 30. I seen where exactly it was not gonna push up no more. I just was like saying, I'm just giving my trades this week. I bought it early, probably like Monday, Tuesday, probably Monday. I bought it Monday, and then it really wasn't giving anything. So I said, this bitch probably gonna reverse. It gave me like 13 points or whatever, like $13 in positive or whatever. But I was just like, this shit ain't about to really go too much more than this. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way it kept retesting that level, kept retesting but couldn't break it.
And
So
then it's like the time too. Like imagine you getting in a trade at like 8:30, 9:30, or 9 in the morning, and you ain't getting nothing but 5 to 10 points, and it's
right,
11 o'clock.
right,
Like,
exactly.
so you mean to tell me like 3 hours, all you gave me was 10 points? Like, oh yeah, this is not doing like in a normal volume market. Yeah, you should be up 20 to 30, 40 points. You know, the niggas know
Right,
how to
exactly.
trade. We know how to get in on the low and sell the top, sell the high, buy the low. Like, we know that. But it's just when the shit reverses on you, it goes in a totally opposite direction. and then turn right back around and go in your favor, but it don't give you profitability. Like I said, it'll give you 5 pips, 5 points, 10 points.
And that's why I say you
Like,
sometimes
bro,
it'll go against you and you come back and you could just get out break even. But a lot of times we don't get out break even. We think it's gonna continue because it came back,
exactly,
and then it
exactly.
shoot back negative, and even worse. But it's
Yep.
like, dude, pay attention, pay attention.
It's. I mean, it's a time thing. Like I said, it's you paying attention and realizing you're in a ranging market and realizing that, okay, if I get in a trade at 8:30, I should be at least by the next hour. I should be have some signs are like let me know like it's okay to stay in this trade. Man, I should be up 10, 15 pips. Like if the volume is in my favor, the direction is my favor. Like yeah, what are we waiting on?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like we ranging if we sitting that long.
Right. Nah, and I'm talking about I was in Germany.
German 30 is fucking beast. UJ been selling GJ just been ranging.
Oh man, my somebody that called me just now. But
Okay.
what I was saying,
Damn, look at Bitcoin.
yeah,
Stupid
I know,
ass.
son. I already knew, son.
That bitch had a 111. Nigga, I didn't even. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, that bitch been pushing, bro. You
Uh,
know, shit.
that bitch had
EDU
a
in.
111.
I mean, it still ain't. I mean, shit, it's still bullish, bro. It ain't too late to get in. You just
Nah,
gotta
it's
be able
not too
to.
late. It's just like, damn, just seeing that
Niggas
number.
gotta. Niggas
100.
gotta be willing to hold when it reverse a little bit, though. It's just, I'd rather try Ethereum though. Ethereum busting too.
Then you could buy a Bitcoin or buy a Corvette, the new Corvette 2025. Which one you want?
Bitcoin, goddamn, fuck you, man.
Them
And I'm
bitches
holding
like
that bitch. And I'm holding that bitch. Fuck you, man. But I think I was talking about that move on German 30.
uh-huh.
Uh, basically though, like I just seen the resistance on it, and don't get me wrong, I'm still holding the trade, but I'm just noticing that when you see certain shit, react to it. Like if you, especially if you're a scalper, if you're scalping and you know that this shit ain't going nowhere, you've been holding this trade for 16 hours. Like I'm telling you, I'll be holding for a while. I'm holding for 16 hours type shit, and this bitch ain't give me nothing but 13 points. At
Right.
that point, and I'm knowing I've been, watching it, and I'm seeing the resistance. Okay, let's get out, reevaluate. If it continues bullish, I could get back in. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Right.
no big thing. I still took profits. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's all about. Keep taking profits. Keep taking profits. Instead of minimize those losses. You know what I'm saying? Don't be tripping because you got out and then you got to get back in. Oh, I got to get back in. I'm gonna take smaller
Right.
profits.
The
Fuck
game.
all that. That's the part, right? That's all in the game. That's like
Yeah.
either you shoot a free throw. Sometimes you miss them bitches. Sometimes you gonna make them. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least you got the point. Goddamn, that one
Right.
point. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You get two of them. Fuck,
You
you
can
made
always
1 point.
protect.
Goddamn. Let's
You
go.
always
Let's keep going.
protect. Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm just saying how you got to read these markets like a language, dog, and just peep everything that's happening. And whether you're this is where you have to figure out who are you. Are you a swing trader for real? Or are you a scalper? You have to figure it out because that's what's gonna make you. That's what's gonna help your discipline at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like you got to decide. Okay, or when you get in the trade, decide. Is this a hold or is this a scalp? And the reasons why. And why would you get out? Like I think you should write all these things down for every specific trade. Like why should I get out of when should I get out of this trade? Why should I get out of this trade? When should I hold it? How long should I hold it for? You know what I'm saying? Every trade it should be different because every trade is different. You have different mindsets when you get into a second trade than you did on the first one. The second one you might be scalping. The first one might have been a hold trade. So it's like you gotta have that mindset, and you don't just leave it on your mind to know.
Oh, I know that this what this one is. I know that that one is. No, write it down. The numbers where you enter that, right? Where you want to get out at, right? Why you want to get out right there, right? You know what I'm saying? Write that shit down, physical. Put that shit on paper or something in a tablet or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That
Writing
way,
it down is key. Yeah, right. Like I said, it hit harder when you write it down instead of
yeah,
typing it.
because then you can't. If you go against what you wrote down, oh man, please go get on a demo or something.
Yeah, no, for
You know
real.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you tripping, bro. Like you wrote this shit down. Like this is scalp. You not only time you getting out of this is if you see this, that, and the third. This, that, and the third never happened. Just because all your other trades going negative. Yeah, it got cut out again. But yeah, it's levels to this shit, dog. It's levels. That's all I'm saying. And you just gotta be able to read the language, know the levels, bro, and know who you are in this whole grand scheme of trading. What type of trader you are. Hopefully a disciplined one.
Yeah, definitely discipline, but it hurts when you be disciplined and you still get slapped in the face.
Well, I understand. I feel like shit that's gonna happen regardless in the markets. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get slapped a lot of times, but it's about the consistency of the discipline. You know what I'm saying? How okay, you was disciplined for two trades, and now you like fuck discipline because that shit didn't work. Or you was disciplined a bunch of times, and your strategy just not working. Maybe that just means you need to adjust your strategy. It's not. Trust me, it's not the discipline. Every time I lose, it's not the the day, bro.
Again.
There's signs and wonders before certain shit happens. Like niggas get buying at the highs and don't expect that the trade about to reverse on you. It's what you think about to happen.
I'd be selling them highs, boy. That's what I like. That's what I did late last night. What it was like? I had caught buyers at like what it was like 11. I think 11 o'clock last night, just off of that one candles sweeping the low at 9. I think 8 o'clock. That bearish candle on the 1 hour on trading dollar. I bought that. Like I went. I'm gonna. I knew I wasn't gonna break out to the downside because it already had its time to do that Wednesday afternoon. And then not only that, that was a new daily candle forming. So if I saw that it wasn't dropping, I was like, okay, we going up. And I'm thinking, the dollar gonna fall, AU gonna go up, but it's not gonna be this week. Obviously, it's gonna be next week. If it's already Thursday and it didn't do nothing, so that's definitely
Right. Consolidation station week.
for real. The news didn't push it. Like, and what's crazy, next week starting off, the Fed got a speech at 12, I think 11. The Fed got a speech on Sunday at 11:40, which is a weird time. Very weird. Like, no, my bad, 1:40. 1:40. Like, they don't never do that. On a Sunday, too.
Yep. You know what that is. Be ready to.
That's what I'm saying.
As soon as the market open, you heard me?
Yeah, next week is going to be the week that is going to do what we expecting with that. The dollar selling off, AU going bullish. Like, that's going to be next week.
Yeah, man. And then when you see, that's something else I want to start to study as well. When to go big. Come on, mama. When do you go big? Like when do you really trust this trade?
I would say when
'Cause-
the daily has structure. Like right now, AU the daily is ranging, so I can't go big on nothing because it's a high chance it's gonna reverse on. But when the daily has structure, now I can believe on this 1 hour, 4 hour trade because the daily is showing structure. I feel like that's a good way to go big. Like, why would you go big when the daily is ranging? It's just not. It's not.
and everything just lining up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time to like
No,
push
for
that
real.
shit.
For real. That's when you want to grow your account.
Gotcha. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep that in
Because
mind.
I was doing that. I was trying to not size up a little bit, but that the daily wasn't really showing it. It really wasn't showing it. And like I said, these candles are getting smaller and smaller. Even like all the engulfings, bullish engulfing, whatever, it's not lining up for that long term hold. Like I said, you had to get out at 10 pips and be good. Be done for the day type shit, and then when it's ranging. Tesla up 2.5. TSL, Tesla, Nvidia,
Yeah, bro.
Ethereum
Okay. How much?
4% today.
Yeah, that bitch at 2,600. God damn.
Shit.
2,650. Jesus.
Ethereum got a high of, what was the high did? 4,000. No, 4,800. That's the high for Ethereum.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about them times like that. The pictures I showed y'all, bro.
Looks like it want to
About them
go.
times it started. That shit. Just keep adding positions. You heard me?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be up. It's crazy. Fuck all of the trades. Just
It's funny Bitcoin, I don't know, just running like that though in price.
huh?
I said it's funny that Bitcoin the only one that's running up in price like that. Like if that's the case, Ethereum should be at
XRP not
4,000.
moving.
Like Ethereum should be
Right.
at 4,000 right now compared to Bitcoin.
Right.
Bitcoin at
It's
all time
Bitcoin.
high, new high. Ethereum still stuck in that $2,000 range.
The fact that Ethereum moving up at all. I think is the fact that it's so cheap and they know people know this shit. So niggas got all their money and invested in those cheaper coins because they expecting to do with Bitcoin, doing Bitcoin taking off, and niggas missing opportunity on Bitcoin. You know, and basically niggas gonna move their money from Ethereum and shit, move it into Bitcoin, and that's when that shit is gonna them bitches gonna start moving when niggas take their money out.
Right.
Bitcoin go down, Ethereum, XRP gonna start busting. But there's too many people invested into that shit right now. Like that shit ain't about to go nowhere. Everybody expecting it to do shit. They gotta shake some motherfuckers out first. At
You
least
talking about
that's how I
Bitcoin?
be thinking. Out of like Ethereum and all of that short, I mean
Uh,
that cheap shit.
yeah.
Because they know niggas got their money in that. It's easy for niggas to get rich type shit. But if they get enough niggas to get their money out of there and put that bitch in Bitcoin or something, you know, then them bitches can start running. And then Bitcoin can slow down.
Somebody said $237 million worth of XRP was bought and nothing shows up anywhere on volume or price.
Of XRP?
Yeah.
200 million?
Yeah, 237 million.
That's what I'm saying.
It from.
That's why I'm telling you, bro. They stacking up on this shit. It's just quiet. They don't want you to know. They want you to think that shit not moving. For the people that don't know how to hold and shit. You're just gonna miss the next wave. That's all.
Certain people gonna get that fiat money for the coin here from you. I don't know what the hell is Circle. They're talking about they supposed to be buying Circle. I guess that's another finance company.
Never heard of that.
Let's see. Maybe just drop the link. Ripple eyes $11 billion Circle takeover as XRP faces whale shorts and market doubts. What the hell is Circle? Ripple trading at 240, 2% weekly decline, maintained at 16% monthly growth. Price action comes as Ripple is considering $11 billion acquisition offer for Circle, the issue of USDC stablecoin, which can revolutionize the stablecoin and cross-border payments landscape. The takeover solidifies Ripple's control of the digital finance market, but it may be a sign of a deeper strategic shift away from XRP. Ripple's aggressive push into stablecoins through Circle shows that it's shifting towards assets with more institutional appeal and less price volatility than XRP. I didn't know about that. Crypto Well has opened up a 4.4 million leverage short position against XRP on a decentralized platform, Hyperliquid. The position is on 8x leverage, a sign of strong confidence that XRP is due for a pullback. I mean, anything could happen. That's for real. That's crazy. He's trying to bottom this 11 Bs. But yeah, man. I think overall this week was definitely for AUD. I can't speak a lot for the other pairs like gold. Kind of been in the low range, if you want to call it that, but AUD definitely been ranging on the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. But like I said, since May 12th, we've been on a bullish run, and we haven't traded back down to that level. That was the last time we touched 63.60. Now we got a new range, and that low is 64 cents to the T. So it's a possibility maybe we might sweep 64 cents and go down to 63.60. That's a 40 pip trade. Maybe a little range down there for next week. Sweep these lows and then continue trading bullish if the dollar falls. Let's see. But yeah.
I'm gonna put an alert right there at 6375.
6375, nice.
Put something right in there.
That bit hit there, that should be like a fire buy, bro. Like if I see that bit rejecting that area, or even 6.3, 6.3, 6.5, if it come down to that one and start to reject, that'd be cool. That'd be some nice areas to buy 6.3, 7.5, 6.3, 6.5.
Right.
And I put that damn stop right there, 6.35. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like real close, bro. You ain't even gotta go crazy with the stop. You know, and if it hit, it hit. Goddamn. Shit. If not, goddamn, you know, that's a beautiful buy position for it to go all the way back to goddamn 6.48. 6.48 at the least. You know, so you could catch at least 1,000 points type shit from the bottom. 1,000 pips, I think that is.
Pretty much. What, 64 what?
Like 6.48. 6 from 6.3 6.375 to like 6.48.
6.480 or 6.480?
6.48.
6.480.
6.480, yeah.
6.480 all the way up to 6.375. That's like 105, 110 pips.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. About 105.
That's a quick 100.
6.480 to 6.380 is 100.
And if you're going dollar for dollar, that's $100 per pip, $105
But
type shit.
that don't happen often on AU. That's almost
but
2 ATR.
But you gotta think. You coming from the low. That's why it's possible. Because you coming from 6.365. You like you said, never even went to 6.36. You know what I'm saying? So if it does come there, nigga, that's like a high possibility that it wants to go right back to 6.48. It might take its time. It might not happen, in 8 hours or no shit. It might take a day or two. But it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Keep an eye on this little trend line, this little wedge pattern, to see how that plays out for AU with this range and shit. Yeah, we got to double back and see what we got. Sunday gonna be interesting when it opens, especially after Powell is supposed to be speaking on Sunday afternoon, which is weird as shit. Like that nigga never do that. So that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm ready to see it.
Yeah. What you say you holding? What you say you still holding?
My main two little babies. Dax and Gold, I really know.
That's what's up. Yeah, I guess we'll double back on Sundays. Thursday. I might go live tomorrow because I'm gonna be off tonight. So I might go live tomorrow just to close out the week possibly. But other than that, we'll be back Sunday though. See what the hell Powell gonna say that's gonna shake these markets up. But yeah.
That nigga don't never be moving the market to me. I ain't lying.
Nah, not lately. He ain't been doing it. Not lately. Because they ain't been cutting rates yet. But when they cut rates, it's gonna definitely do something.
That must be what it is.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna tap back in. Like I said, not tomorrow morning. We'll be back on Sunday.
For sure, brother.
All right, brother.
All right. One.